don't know why my CPU usage is so high all of a sudden. It's
Maybe
wacky.
it's because of all these huge features that got added to Discord.
Yeah, it takes up like half of my fucking CPU.
Yeah.
Damn. Alright, so we're live on Twitch. I just gotta start the recording bots. Shit. Fuck. Damn it. I should probably like check if I'm actually live. I've been fooled before.
So what's your new schedule going to be?
At work, just Monday through Friday. Because
That's cool.
they needed the tech guy there on Friday.
I feel like it should have been like that the whole time.
Yeah, but you know them, the company that we cannot say the name of live on stream, by the way. But you
Oh,
know
we're on
them.
live stream? Okay.
Yeah, you know them, and they're working on weekends. They really want you to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we are live. So I'll start the thing, and then we'll start the show.
All right, sounds good.
No, I don't record in the channel I'm in. I don't have to specify. Fuck you.
Now recording.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Riely Live Movie Review Podcast, the show where I review movies live on twitch.tv/Riely Streams. Follow now. I am your host Riely, joined by an old friend, my old movie co-host, great friend of the show, returning to for the second time to this particular show, one Miss Alexys. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. So excited. Glad to be here.
It's been a while, and we got quite the movie to talk about today.
I know. I've been waiting for this movie to come out since I heard about it.
I
I think this is the
was I was
this is
less
the
excited, but you
Oh
need to
yeah, I know.
we went and
I
watched it and then it was good. Spoilers.
Yeah, I think this is the only fourth Marvel movie I've seen in all of Marvel. Okay, third.
I'm pretty
Actually, no,
sure
no, no.
there are
Fifth.
no
Fifth. Fifth.
Oh, the fourth you've ever seen. Okay, I thought you meant this is your first
No,
fourth
no, I mean
in a series Marvel movie. I'm like
no,
I'm
all
pretty sure the only other series that's gotten four entries is Avengers.
yeah, no, I mean like in all of Marvel, all the Marvel movies. Like I saw the whole Spider-Man thing, and then I saw Avengers Endgame. Oh, and then I saw Ragnarok and this. So that's all I know.
I actually haven't seen a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe either. I've seen all the Spider-Man movies, obviously, so that's three. I've seen the original Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. I have not seen Age of Ultron, but from what I'm told, that's a good thing. I've seen Captain Marvel, Thor: Love and Thunder now.
Oh yeah, I did see Captain Marvel. That was good.
Yeah, I liked Captain Marvel. A lot of people disagree, but I was a fan. Um, and I think that might be it, unless there's like a weird one I'm not thinking of. Well, I guess I watched some of Thor: The Dark World, but it was so bad that I had to leave the theater.
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk about that one.
Yeah, we don't talk about Thor: The Dark World. If Taika Waititi was not involved, it's not a real Thor
It's
movie.
exactly, exactly.
So yeah, this was released just this month, July 2022, I believe the 7th. Uh, and yeah, Alexys, tell us a little brief summary about what the movie's about.
So this takes place obviously after Endgame, and it begins about Thor's journey, after all his loss and, him losing all of that weight because that was so important. And just like him realizing that he's lost, he doesn't have like a family, he doesn't have anyone to love, he's just kind of roaming like aimlessly. And then we meet Jane, his old love interest, and she's dying of cancer. But Mjolnir, I think I'm saying that right, calls to her, and she becomes Lady Thor. and it's about her and
No, no, no.
Thor,
She's
or
the
not
mighty
Lady
Thor.
Thor.
You can't
You're
call
right,
her Lady
Mighty
Thor.
Thor. I apologize. I apologize. Oh my god, I'm such an anti-feminist. No, I'm not. But Dr. Jane Foster becomes Mighty Thor, and it's about their journey to stop the God Killer and to save the kids of Asgard.
Yeah, and one of that's like a really crazy conflict. Like that might be one of my favorite parts of this movie is the fact that the villain, specifically just to bait Thor, just like kidnaps every child in Asgard.
Yeah, I was like kind of hoping he'd kill them a little bit, but
No,
he
it was
didn't.
pretty
So
metal though when he was like killing animals in front of them to freak them out. That was pretty
yeah,
awesome.
that little story time he had with them, that was pretty epic.
That was pretty good. Um, but I guess specific aspects to discuss about this movie. First of all, I guess the elephant in the room would be Jane Foster and her status as the mighty Thor. So how did you feel about her, in her
Loved
role?
it. I had like seen like theories that it was gonna be like connected to the multiverse, and I loved that it wasn't. That it was just like very, you know, real world, like not real world, but like obviously it was just like a part of the storyline. It wasn't any multiverse nonsense.
It
And I
also would
loved
have taken
how it
away a lot from Thor's emotional arc if it was a multiverse thing. So I'm glad that it is his
exactly.
Jane.
Yeah, exactly. And I loved how it happened and how they did it. Like it was just like really cute. Like she's just quirky, but like not really. She's just like so like she's just loving this experience and just living it to the fullest and just being like so cool and just like hardcore and like fun and just like cool, not super like she wasn't trying too hard. It was just her experiencing like being Thor and it was really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Spoiler
I
alert,
think. Oh,
I
go
I
ahead.
wish she didn't die. I wish she didn't die. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, that did suck that happened. But you know, who knows? They might bring her back someday. The Marvel Cinematic Universe isn't particularly permanent with death in a lot of cases.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I thought she was really good in her role. I like that she was kind of just like having fun with it, because it's like that. If you were a superhero, if you suddenly became fucking Thor, you'd probably be hamming it up a little bit in your first couple of battles. Like the fucking look at me, I'm Thor. Like that was
Exactly.
that was fun.
I love the way like she was introduced as Thor. I love like everything. I love Thor and her like their interaction before he knew it was her. Like and I loved how like it kind of like that montage or like sequence where it explained like how in their relationship like Thor was talking to his hammer like oh I love her so much like basically just like filling his hammer with all this love for Jane so much so that like it like reached out to her to protect her in some way.
So I don't know how I felt. I kind of have mixed feelings about the like weapon love triangle arc of this movie. Like it's kind of
Ah,
stupid, but also like it got a couple chuckles out of me. And I think the best like thing to come out of that, this probably doesn't even factor into the love triangle, but the fact that Thor's first interaction with Mjolnir, he's like, "Finally, my hammer, come back to me," and then it like flies right past him and goes to Jade, and that was really funny.
yeah. I actually like love that. I just love like it's like silly. I That's what I love most about this movie is how kind of silly it was and just fun. Like it had serious moments, but overall it had that like Taika Waititi like charm to it. It was just cute and funny and campy and just exactly what it is. It wasn't trying too hard to be anything else. So I thought the like, personifying these like objects was just like really funny.
You see, I think it's interesting that like our whole group all liked this movie because a lot of people didn't.
I know, yeah.
Like
Okay,
I
I
was expecting
actually
you or Pat or me to not like at least one of us to not like the film,
me too,
considering
honestly. I think I have a theory about why it gets so much hate, honestly.
what's your theory? I want to hear it.
I think it's the internet itself. So I love the internet. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, the internet ruins everything. No, I love the internet. But I think the big issue is that uh there are so many things coming out about how many scenes got cut, how many like storylines got cut, how like there was so much footage that was filmed for this movie and it all just got like left on like the cutting room floor. How almost like hardly any of it was used and that a lot of like the storyline was maybe like sacrificed for jokes and stuff. I feel like a lot of people are seeing all these things that got like left behind. Like I know Jeff Goldblum was supposed to be in it. Lena Headey or whatever was supposed to be in it as another Valkyrie. Like, and so many roles just got cut. Planets, so many things that happen just
Was there gonna be
gone.
another Valkyrie?
Yeah, there was gonna be another Valkyrie. And
Why? For what
I
purpose?
I don't know. And more about what's his name? Grog, more about Grog. Grog was supposed to, I think, kill Jeff Goldblum and show how powerful he really was or something. And I think a lot of people are seeing what could have been and are upset by that.
Wait,
But I
remind me who
just feel
Grog is.
he's the rock guy.
No, that's Korg.
Oh, Korg, never mind. You
Okay.
see, I don't care. I care bare minimum. But what I care about is that like
How can you
yeah,
not
I
care
just feel like
about
if people
Korg? He's voiced by Taika
I
Waititi. It's
know,
his
I know.
character.
It's true, but he was fine. I love him because he's Taika Waititi's voice. That's why.
That's fair.
But
That's more than
but
fair.
yeah, so a lot of people are seeing all like these things that could have happened and are upset by like, oh, there was so much potential for this and they're not accepting of what it actually is.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, fair enough. I've also heard, like, I've listened to, like, review podcasts and, like, I've read some review articles. A lot of the criticisms I hear is mostly a lot of people just don't jive with Taika Waititi's comedic style. Like, a lot of people just don't like how many jokes this movie throws at you and how fucking silly it is. And like I could get it. I understand a lot of the jokes are a little too silly, but like I like silly. I'm a silly guy.
yeah, I just feel like if you're going to watch a movie called Thor Love and Thunder, what do you expect?
Yeah,
Like
you're
for
gonna want it to be campy because that's what Thor is all about. Unless you're watching Thor: The Dark World, in which case, why are you doing that? But in
yeah,
every other aspect, Thor is a silly guy.
exactly. And like I get it that like, some people are interested in it, but I mean like what does this movie offer to like the Marvel Cinematic Universe like other than the fact that like Jane died? And the stuff about like the gods like the whatever called the place where all the gods live. Like that's a cool new addition. The potential for Hercules to be like in whatever coming movies, that's cool, but other than that, I feel like if you're not interested in this like directing style, you could just skip it.
Yeah, for sure. Like I guess besides the God realm is probably gonna become a big thing. But other than that, it's like yeah, just don't watch it. I do wonder, since this movie as such, I don't know how it's doing money wise, but I'm sure it's at least somewhat successful because there has never been an MCU movie that wasn't. But uh, I'd like to see whether they go with Taika again for Thor 5 and whether they let him go wild again or if they're like, all right, buddy, rated it a little bit. Come on.
I'm just like, how could you? He's just like funny and like I don't know. Like I think it's funny. Like I am also pretty like actually no, I'm pretty mixed. I'm in the middle. I can like enjoy silly things, but I also like things that are very serious and things that are supposed to be serious. I just feel like people went into it with the wrong mind frame. And he's just like from New Zealand and has a great accent and is hilarious. Like, how could you not like it?
For sure.
Or how could you not know what to expect?
Yeah, Taika's a very silly guy, and I think it comes through in this movie. You see, I can't rate this movie too high as compared to other MCU films because it definitely didn't impress me in the same
Oh,
way that like Infinity
oh
War
yeah,
or the Spider-Man
okay.
trilogy did. But like, it's great.
Because it was better
No, no,
for
you're not saying this is
sure.
better than Spider-Man No Way Home, are you? Wait a minute.
Oh no, okay, wait. Not No Way Home. Definitely whatever the second one was, Far From Home. Definitely
I
way better.
I they're probably equal for me.
Oh, not even. There was only one good scene in that movie, and
What was
that
the
was
one good
the
scene?
on the like on whatever that like platform was with Jake Gyllenhaal and like his spider tingly sensey thing kicked off and he just like destroyed all of those little bots.
That's pretty good. Also, I don't know if
Also
I hate the
when he
Peter
got
tingle. I hate that
I
joke.
will also when he got hit by the
It's
train.
the
That was
spider
pretty
sense. Like what was their thing that they had to change that to make it funny? Like it's the spider
maybe
sense. Come
maybe
on.
they were just trying to show that he's a kid. But also this isn't about Spider-Man. This is about Thor.
That's fair, but I feel like every MCU movie leads into discussion about others because it's a very
True.
interconnected universe. And all of the movies get put under scrutiny just compared to all the other movies. That's how a lot of MCU discourse goes, where it's like, Oh yeah, I like this movie, but it's not as good as this other MCU movie.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Well, this is definitely better than Far From Home.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, but I like this movie. Um, I think you might be like super like up high on it, while I'm like, it was good. Like it was a Marvel movie that didn't make me upset. It
Yeah, I guess that's a good, a good gauge to have on
isn't
this.
Thor: The Dark World, so that gets it some points.
Yeah, and I definitely think it was better than Ragnarok for sure.
I've not seen Ragnarok. I've heard good things. I've heard that it is usually regarded as better than this, but who knows? I'd have to check it out.
I mean, it's fine. Yeah, you'd have to make that opinion yourself. I love this movie. I thought it honestly, I hadn't when I first heard that he was directing this movie, I had some expectation, and then when I saw the trailer, my expectations like obviously grew, and then it surpassed like it was exactly what I thought it would be, but in a better
And
way.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like it gave me what I wanted, but like just so much better than like I could have imagined. Like when you go to like McDonald's and you want the sweet tea and you know you're getting sweet tea. You've had sweet tea 100 times. But for some reason this one is
This
ice
one
cold.
hits. Yeah.
It's just like the perfect like it's exactly like you're thirsty, you're also kind of maybe sad and you just need a little bit of like and the sweet tea just gives it to you. That's what this is like. Like McDonald's sweet tea at the right time.
Drinks have that effect sometimes where like you just like drink something and it happens to particularly hit at that moment.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this movie. Like I knew what I was getting into, but it just like it hit better than I thought.
I remember one time like I was being driven home. It was late and we stopped at a corner store and like I was kind of sleepy. I had a little bit of uh, the wacky tobacco in my system and I bought a Starbucks like pre-bottled iced coffee. That shit fucking hit hard. Like I
Oh
was
my
in
god.
heaven while I drank that. It was so good.
Was it as good as the banana split?
It was the banana split's a whole different story. That banana split was beyond gods.
I feel like this movie is my banana split.
Similar experience.
Similar. Maybe not similar. Maybe I was high on life
You were high on
for this
life.
one.
That's right.
Yeah, so
This movie
that's
probably
just the
would
only difference.
honestly that this movie probably would be pretty fun to watch while high. Maybe when it hits Disney Plus, I'll do that.
Oh my god, we should rewatch it.
Yeah,
Hi- and see if it's better or worse.
it'll probably be better. Pretty good.
I don't know. I'm not great. I'm not great under the influence. I get so I might hate it. It might be we like might come out of it with completely different opinions than we have right now. Like I might end up hating it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But some other things to discuss about this film. I guess going character by character is probably like an interesting way because we talked about Jane. I guess let's talk about Thor now. How did you feel about Thor's characterization in this movie and how he was used?
Love. Love, love. I read this like one thing where someone was like, Marvel screws up Thor's character so much and then they have to call Taika Waititi in to fix it. And I agree. Cause like seeing Thor from obviously the other movies are more serious, but I feel like this like whenever he's directing him, it just brings out like Thor, I feel like is a lot like serious, but a lot less serious in ways. He's more like wholesome, like just I don't know, of like I don't know, he just like has something sweet and wholesome and like cute about him that doesn't get translated across all movies. Like even in the serious points of this movie, there's something like fundamental about his like core that's just wholesome and innocent and vulnerable and sweet, even though he murders people a lot, I think. But I
Yeah,
mean, there's something about him that just like doesn't get translated across other movies. So I
I mean he
really like
murders
seeing
bad
that.
people, so it's
True,
okay.
true. I guess, yeah. But I really love seeing him in this movie and seeing him go through like the different emotions. There were points where I was like, "Oh my god, this is almost too cheesy. I'm gonna like cringe in my seat." Like the ending scene, or not the ending scene, but the scene like with what is it? I always forget everyone's name. Like the main villain, where he's like, "I'm gonna spend my last moments with her," and then that like whole final like thing about love. I was just like, "Oh my god, shut up!" Just I don't know. I don't want to hear it. That was like the only part where I was like, oh my god, this is too much. But other than that, I loved it. What about you?
I mean, I thought Thor was like fun and silly, and that's how he kind of should be. That's how he's been played in the more recent MCU. Like I said, I have a hate voter for Thor: The Dark World. It's a very bad film. Uh,
Oh my god.
but in Ragnarok and like Infinity War and Endgame, he was Infinity War he was mostly serious, but that was because it was mostly serious circumstances. Um, but
Yeah.
but Endgame he was very silly for a lot of it. And obviously Thor Ragnarok. So I do like sillier Thor from what I've seen of him better than the first two movies Thor. Well, he was kind of silly in the
Yeah.
first one, right?
I never saw the first one.
Yeah. I've heard the first one's like okay, and Dark World is horrible, and then Ragnarok is like the one everybody loves, and then this one seems like people don't like, but I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I
A
also
Valkyrie?
I
Oh
was
wait, sorry.
literally just about to say Valkyrie, so yeah,
Okay.
let's discuss Valkyrie. How'd you feel?
You go first.
Um, she's a fucking strong female character. She's a badass. Valkyrie kicks ass. She's awesome. And that she was funny. It was sad that her girlfriend died. Unfortunate for her. Um, but yeah, good stuff, Valkyrie. What about you?
Yeah, I like Valkyrie. I like that like there's just some characters in action movies where their main goal is just to kick ass. Like that's it. That's their only motivation. That's the only thing they want. Like of course she also is like the king of like Asgard now, so like that's important, but her main driving thing is just she just wants to kick ass. That's it. She just wants to be like badass and just do things and like there are just some characters in action movies and like superhero movies where like that's it and like yeah, that's her. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
And I love
she's
that.
pretty
Love that
awesome.
for her.
Love that for her. Exactly. She is great. Korg, pretty funny.
Oh
Taika
yeah,
bringing the voice
definitely.
to the character. Sad that he became just a face at the end.
Well, no, he became a father at the end.
Oh yeah, he like holds hands over the lava pit or whatever the mating process was.
Yes, too. I love how gay that was. It's like literally two males
Two
have to do it.
male rock creatures have to hold hands over a lava pit, and that
Um,
creates a child.
that was great. I loved that. I was expecting, honestly, like based on where we live, to hear some like maybe groans in the audience, but there
That
was
we
nothing.
do live in Florida, so that was definitely a possibility.
But nobody. I was surprised by like some of like the laughter that came from like these just like scenes that were I don't know, just like some of these like I wasn't expecting to be as well received. Oh, but, like we see all these people that hated it on the internet, and they all like when we watched it, so many people were laughing and enjoying it.
I'm trying to remember like the particular moments that like they were like three or four moments where like the collective theater died.
Yeah, and even I just remember hearing this one like sound like an old guy just like laughing the
I
whole time.
I recall the exact laugh you're talking about. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so like people around us liked it. I didn't see anyone like hating it around us or like having like a bad like attitude or mumbling angrily or anything.
How'd you feel about the naked Thor humiliation scene?
Oh my god. I had to be pretty chill in the moment, but in my like body, I was just like, oh my god, that was so great. That was so it was funny, yes, but it was also like I feel like if I was like those whatever they were supposed to be around Zeus, I too would have passed out. That was really great. That was just
They
satisfying all
saw the
around.
whole package, so they
Yes,
couldn't handle themselves.
I feel like I would be among them, and just like, oh my god, I thought that was hilarious, and it was funny and it was cute and it was just like, oh my god,
And it was funny because
like
he goes to do the same thing to Valkyrie and Jade, and like no more disguises.
yeah, yeah,
See,
they just
yeah.
rip it off. Yeah. Like, we're good, we're good. But it's interesting because I wonder if he did that to Jane, would she have come up as like her human self?
Why would she not?
I don't know, because she's not always holding the hammer.
That's true. Well, I mean, she can be human and hold the hammer. I think the costume's separate for the hammer.
No, I think when she has the costume on, that's when she's Thor. So that happens because of the hammer, but like when she's not holding the hammer and like when she relinquishes it, like when she lets it go or something, like she's not like then she goes back into human not
Oh,
wearing the
that's right,
costume.
because there's like the subplot where the hammer's making her not good at fighting the cancer
Yeah, yeah.
because
So
it
that's
makes
just
her too powerful to fight the cancer.
it's just an interesting side note to think like if he had flicked her, would she like be Cancer Jane or Thor Jane?
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
But
I was too busy sighing in disappointment when he didn't do it.
of course. Oh my god. Oh my. I feel like if he did that, then Thor would have killed him like harder.
Killed him harder.
Yeah.
That's he does survive at the end. Spoilers for the post credit scene. So yeah, maybe he actually would have done the job.
Does he is he surviving or is he dying slowly?
He might be dying.
Because it was his own lightning that got him.
That's true. So maybe he was going to die at the end of that, but the fact that we don't like no, I think it's implying that he survived because the fact that they show him alive in the post credit scene and we don't see him die at
True.
the end of the post credit scene, I'd have to assume they're implying that he's still alive.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, if they were doing what you were surmising, we probably would have seen him die at the end of that scene.
Yeah. Like an epic or something.
Yeah, exactly. He dies in Hercules' arms.
Yeah. Something like that.
It's gonna be fun to see Thor and a small child fight Hercules in Thor 5.
Oh, I love that. Oh my god, that would be so great. That'd be so awesome.
Although
But
with how
okay,
long
okay,
it
yeah,
takes to
how do
make
you
these Marvel movies, she'll probably be like a teenager.
That's true, honestly. How do you feel about the main villain?
The main villain, whose name I don't remember.
It's
Fuck, what
like
was his name? Is it Gore?
Gog or hold on.
Gorg? Yeah, something like that.
Gore the God Killer.
Gore. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Gore was pretty cool. I liked. Again, I really liked the scene where he scares the children. That was very good.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously he has very real, genuine character motivation. Like, I don't fucking blame the dude. Like almost at all.
yeah,
Like fuck most
yeah.
gods.
That was epic. I did like the scene. Yeah, like the way he kills them, the way they look, and like the like drifting into the gold and stuff. That was like great. I love how he kills people
Yeah, and it's just the
or
fact that
gods.
like this movie seems to prove that like yeah, gods are assholes in the MCU.
Yeah.
I think we need to initiate an AGAB policy. All gods are bastards.
Oh my god. You should. That's like merch. That's classic merch. You should make that.
AGAB, yeah.
And then a picture of Gore.
But yeah,
That'd be
the
cool.
necro sword was a cool weapon. I liked the lore behind that, I guess.
You know what I thought for a second? I thought he was gonna make Jane hold it, and then Jane was gonna become the God Killer.
Oh my god.
That's what I thought might have happened. I'm happy it didn't, but
That
that
would
would
have
have been
been
crazy.
wacky.
Yeah. And then the whole next movie is trying to save her from being the God Killer.
Yep.
Or I don't know, someone can make a comic about that and how she kills Thor. That's her first kill.
I wouldn't doubt that comic already exists or will exist at some point. There's a lot of crazy Marvel comics out there.
You're right. You're right. I honestly wish there was more to I wish we saw him more, honestly.
Yeah, the movie definitely
Er,
had more of a focus on like Thor and his relationship with Jane and like the gods than it did on Gore.
yeah, I wish like we see him like actually kill like gods more often. I feel like we only saw one on screen like kill, right? Or no, I feel like we've only saw the aftermath of the other people.
I wish he like somehow got to the realm of the gods and just started like going off. That would have been based.
Oh, yeah, that would have been. I really would have liked that too. But then no, he would have killed the Mochi god.
Yeah,
Or not
actually,
the
the
monkey god, the
dumpling
boa
god.
god,
Boa,
yeah.
yeah, I love him. He's so
Oh my
great.
god. Spoiler alert, that's
He's
my
the
favorite
god of
character.
dumplings.
That was so cute, yeah. So he would have gotten him for sure.
Nah, I think he would have spared him.
He would have eaten him. He would just popped in his mouth.
No, you can't do that to him. He's
I
too
know.
cute.
Ugh. Well, how do you feel about the daughter?
I feel like she's not even like a character yet. It's hard. It's hard to speak on her because we only hear her talk for like 2 collective minutes of the movie.
And it's and a scene stealer for those 2 minutes.
I don't know. Like
That she
she
was
she
hilarious.
dies and that was Gore's character motivation and that's good. And then like at the end when she's like Thor's daughter, it's like haha, look, she's a kid. Haha.
But she's like funny and she's got like the powers of like the universe or something. It was
Yeah,
really
that
cool.
was pretty base when she like breaks out the powers at the end to fight with Thor. That was dope.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It didn't even feel like she
Also,
was
I'm
like. This is the first time I've seen a child actor. Like a lot of people complain about child actors. Usually I don't notice, but this time I'm like, yeah, she does not seem like she's acting.
well, that's actual Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Why does she sound so unnatural then?
Because she's maybe like 5.
That's fair, but like it's the way she was talking. It's like she's definitely like she's memorized these lines to the letter, and she has no like real emotion behind them. Did you not notice this at
Well,
all?
I kind of like that. I thought that was part of like the character because like she's not even like a real like okay, first of all, she's not even human. I don't know what planet she's from. She's not like an earthling, so who knows? And like Gore kind of talked in like a weird way. So I felt like also like I wasn't expecting her to have any speaking lines because I thought she's like not even a real child anymore at this point. She's like a human child hybrid universe thing, not like a child. I don't know, like she's just some conduit for the universe at this point. She's like, yeah, she's back to life, but since she has the powers of like the universe, she's not a real child anymore. So she's kind of like almost like a god herself, like weird. So I just thought like, oh, she's not a child anymore. She's speaking in this weird, almost detached way. Like, yeah, like rehearse, like memorize the lines, not that much feeling there because she's a weird universe entity.
That's you
But
know
also
what?
she's kind of funny.
You've successfully explained away the flaw of the movie. Good job. You've done it.
When I want to, I do. I can do that when I want to explain away a flaw. But also she's like a kid. I don't expect much from like kid actors.
That's true, but like I've seen like good kid actors, so I see a bad one and I'm like, they should have gotten someone better.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking nepotism, Chris Hemsworth's daughter. They're probably 100 better little girls that could have played that role.
I mean, I think his sons played young Thor too when in the movie.
Yeah, that's like a flashback. This is like a new main character that's gonna be in Thor
Yeah.
5.
But you're probably right. She might not come back as like a child. She might like grow up and be like maybe a teenager or something.
Well, I mean, maybe not. I guess I didn't really think about how young she was. I guess she's 5. She'll probably be like 10 when Thor 5 comes out.
Yeah, but there might be room for like someone else to take over.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, she might speed like her growth might like speed up or something. I don't know. They can do anything. They can explain anything. She's not a human,
That's
so
true. They could be like, oh, she grows up faster and cast like a teenage girl who's better at
yeah,
acting.
exactly. Yeah, I liked her. I thought she was great. I thought she was hilarious.
Who'd you cast in that role? It's a good question.
Zendaya. Just kidding.
Oh god, I think she's already in the MCU.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I forgot. I completely forgot. I just feel like Spider Man's not part of the MCU for some reason.
He is.
Maybe
He
because
does feel kind of separated, in some ways, especially in No Way Home in particular.
yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of cool actresses out there. I'm sure anyone could take over. Do you have any opinions on who could play like teenager?
I'm thinking about it. Well, I guess it's kind of hard to say considering whoever we pick won't be a teenager when this movie comes out. Um,
True.
I don't know. Somebody
Oh,
good.
oh, Kieran Shipka. I think that's how you say her name.
Who
The one that plays Sabrina.
in like the newer Sabrina show?
Yeah, the Sabrina Spellman in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Okay.
And I mean, she looks young enough that she could play any role, and she won't be that much older. Oh, but she doesn't have an Australian accent
Oh yeah, that's true.
or a
She
New
does have an
Zealandy
Australian
accent.
accent. Okay, we can't replace her actually. Never mind.
Now we need her. Great.
She's the
It's
only she's the only New Zealander.
yeah. There's no one else in New Zealand, just Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Taika
And
Waititi and that little girl.
yeah, and Jermaine Clemens or whatever. I forgot his last name. The guy that plays the crab in Moana.
Was there a New Zealander crab in Moana?
Yes, he's also very famous. Yeah, also in What We Do in the Shadows, which I highly suggest you watch,
Okay.
and Flight of the Conchords, which is a
I've
show.
heard some things about these What We Do in the Shadows thing.
Oh my god, there's a TV show which is different, but also the same.
It's different, but also not different actually.
It's very similar. It's the whole like it's just the same. What are the kids saying? Same thing, different font.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I highly recommend those.
I'll have to check them out. Is there anything else you want to discuss about the movie before the wrap
Uh,
up questions?
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, let's go around the horn then. Favorite character, go.
The Boa God.
The Bubble God.
The Boa God, the Dumpling God,
Oh, okay.
for sure. No,
He is Boa, the dumpling god. You said the Boa
Boa.
god. I was like,
No,
wait a
I said
minute.
Boa the yeah, whatever. That guy. Him. He's really cute.
I thought there was like some
Uh,
snake god that I didn't notice, like that was in like one scene. Alexis like, yeah, that's my favorite character.
and also other than him, huh. This is tough. I didn't think about who would be my favorite. I think Jane, honestly. Jane was just I loved her character. I loved how exactly as you said, like what would you do if you were human and suddenly you became Thor? Like you'd kind of have fun with it and go with it and just like kick butt and just like enjoy it and have a good time.
Or no, oh, there is something else I wanted to discuss real quick, actually. Oops.
Okay, go
So
with it.
I wanted to go back to the weapon thing, with Mjolnir and with Stormbreaker, Thor's axe, which he forges in Infinity War, I believe. Um, like again, a little too silly, but also kind of fun. And I also like the new like feature on Mjolnir that he has like the shards. Like that
Yeah,
was
that
pretty
was
based. That
cool.
was awesome.
That was cool. Yeah.
And
Is that
I think it was like a weird. One thing is like I think it was a weird cop out, like that whole Thor inserting love for Jane into the hammer thing. Like it's like
how?
I guess
How?
you had to explain it somehow, but like this is
It's
kind of
it's
dumb.
a magical hammer. Like so magic made it love Jane. Wow, so unbelievable. Like
Yeah, but it's like
it's
this is kind of stupid.
I mean, I thought it made sense. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was just like I mean, Thor is a god. Like,
And it's like,
he has this
what about that love makes Thor what makes fucking Jane worthy?
well, also who she is by like in general she's worthy probably. Like she's a great person. She hasn't done anything sketchy or weird or dishonest or
Well, it takes a
mean. She
lot. It takes a lot to be worthy. It's not just being a good
well,
person makes you
I
worthy.
know, I know.
Like,
I'm just saying like those are like we haven't seen her do anything unworthy like and plus she's saving the like lives with her research and her work. Like she's not just some like love interest. She's a doctor and she has books out and she's studying constantly and she's doing a lot of like benefit for the world. So I'm sure like she was already like 98% worthy and then Thor's love just kind of pushed it over.
Fair enough. It seems kind of weird when like the only other human we've ever seen be worthy of Mjolnir is fucking Captain America.
Does
So
but does he even count as human?
I suppose not. Well, he's superhuman.
Yeah, he's
He's still a
superhuman.
person. He just has
Yeah,
superpowers.
but also like think of like the similar like ideals he holds. Like they seem pretty similar to me in my like Jane and Captain America. Like it's not the same thing as like Iron Man and Jane. Like I if of all the other Avengers, I would relate her most to Captain America.
I mean, I think I'd relate it to Thor personally. I think there's something about those two characters seem kind of compatible.
True, but I mean, I don't think she's exactly like Thor either. I mean, she's got I don't know. She's smarter, honestly.
Well, I
Like
mean, yeah, Thor's a dummy. He's a silly
yeah, yeah.
guy.
So I would consider her more like Captain America. But I get it. It's okay. If you know, I just think that love sequence was really cute and really sweet, and it worked for me. It's okay. It didn't work for you.
I think it was interesting that Thor does end up back with Mjolnir at the end, and Stormbreaker goes to the kid.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh, that whole thing with those that one kid, Idris Elba's son in the movie, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you see, is that Idris Elba's son, like the main kid?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, he does has the same eye glowy thing.
Huh.
I could be wrong, but I don't know why they would make two black characters have the same eye glowing thing,
Oh,
like the
wait a minute. I
same
thought you
big.
meant Idris Elba's real son.
Oh no,
I
I'm
was
talking about
like,
the
wait a minute.
character. I know the character.
Yeah,
I was
that
just
was
like, yeah,
pretty cool.
everyone's kids in this.
That's also the meme from the movie. Another criticism people use a lot is that the CGI is bad, and their main example is the part where he contacts Thor, which, yeah, that does look kind of bad. Like his
That was
floating
kind of
head.
rough. That was
Yeah,
pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
it was pretty bad. But, yeah, he was cool. I like the fight scene with the kids where Thor, like,
Oh wait, no,
grants
no, no.
them the
We gotta wait.
power.
Not yet, not yet. Don't, not yet.
Oh,
Don't bring it
okay.
up yet.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
place. There's a place for that.
Oh, there is a place for that, and we'll get there right
Yes.
after I say my favorite character, which is Thor. Like, there's a
Which
lot of
one?
good characters. It's hard. I kind of want to give it to Valkyrie, but I feel like she doesn't really do enough. Like,
Yeah. I don't like. What does she contribute except for a lot of butt kicking?
yeah,
Like, could she be there or could she not be there?
at the end of the day, it's Thor. Oh shit! Now, hold on. Sorry to keep
Um.
interrupting the wrap-up questions, but
Okay.
there's a very important aspect we just didn't mention at all. An entire group of very notable Marvel characters that were in the beginning of this film, the
Oh,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
you know what? It's so like it's just right on that we forgot about them because that's how like in like significant their role was in this movie.
Yeah, that is the biggest disappointment to me. Okay, here's what I wanted. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I'm pretty sure James Gunn already said it wasn't going to happen. So I don't know why I was like hoping they'd change their mind or something. But the way that Endgame ends, it's like this whole thing, the whole plot of this movie is like he hasn't found a family. I think the Guardians were his family, and they kind of underplay that in this movie. Like in Endgame, it felt like he was building a real kinship with them, and then in Thor: Love and Thunder, it's like, yeah, he's been traveling with them, he's been fighting some guys with them, and but then at the end of the day, he just like leaves them, and it's not even that big of a thing.
I mean, also they leave him too.
I don't think they leave him.
Well, I mean, after the goats thing, after they went, like when he was like, "Oh, that scene where he's trying to look into Chris Pratt's eyes, and Chris Pratt is looking away from him to look at like the other Guardians." It was like
Yeah, that
I don't know.
sucked. That felt, but you know, him and Star Lord had a shaky relationship. That was in Endgame too. So
You know what they say? My dad says there's this like saying, "After 3 days, the dead stink," which is just supposed to mean that if you're a visitor, you're staying with people, don't stay too long because hospitality will run out and you're gonna become a burden or something. So maybe it's just like their time with Thor ran out. It was just like too much. They spent too much time with him.
it just felt like he could really be a Guardian of the Galaxy, and I
I,
wanted that to happen. I wanted this movie to end with him leaving with the Guardians again, and for him to be in Guardians 3.
you know, honestly, after Endgame, now that you bring that up, I did feel that way too. That he was going to become a Guardian. Like he was going to be with them. Like that was his team now.
So yeah, I don't like that the Guardians were dismissed very early in this film. I think it was really like a cop out. Like it was like, okay, we don't care about Thor's relationship with the Guardians, but we have to address that this is where we last left him.
Yeah,
And then they do
definitely.
that scene where he fights the battle and gets the goats, and then they leave each other.
Which love the goats.
Yeah, the
Love the
screaming
goats.
goats.
That was hilarious. Yeah,
That's
but
pretty
yeah,
good.
I that's true. But also, like, I honestly didn't want them in the movie. Like, what more could they have added to the movie? I guess as you were saying, like, come back at the end for him to leave with them, that would have been great. But I don't think they added anything to the movie. And honestly, if they never even showed up, I would have been fine.
I mean, I guess there's a lot of Guardians, so like if you had them all involved, it would have been crazy. But like, just like you got your 4-person party. You got Thor, Korg, Valkyrie, and Jane. Just throw Star Lord in there. Why not?
I guess I don't know. You know, no, I would have hated that honestly.
Would you have
I would,
really?
because it's too many people. Yeah, then it stops being a Thor movie and it becomes a Thor and Guardians movie, and it's called Thor: Love and Thunder. It's supposed to be about his romantic relationship with Jane.
Yeah,
Like,
but like I want the Guardians and I want Thor and I want them to be together.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it could have been cool if they showed up at the end, but I mean, there's plenty of other movies for that to happen. I always feel like when Taika Waititi takes control, it's always like a side quest. You know, like his movies are side quests, not the actual main like storyline or like main like plot line. It's just like stuff to like have fun and get things like get Thor's character back in order.
Yeah, that's
So it still
fair.
might happen.
We'll have to see.
Anything else?
I hope Thor plays some sort of role in Guardians 3. I hope he at least shows up.
Probably.
The only
Almost.
good part with the Guardians is that stupid joke that got a chuckle out of me where it was like Korg was like telling Thor's like story, and it's like now he just sits on the mountain calmly waiting for somebody to come up to him and say, Thor, we need you to win this battle, and then he cut to Star Lord saying, Thor, we need you to win this battle.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
okay,
guess.
so oh, go ahead.
Oh, anything else?
Yeah, no. Okay, so we did our favorite character. You say Jane, I say Thor. So favorite scene.
Favorite scene? I guess it's like. All right. I think it's a three-way tie if that's allowed.
It's not allowed. You have to choose one.
Oh,
You can mention the other two
oh,
as well,
honorable
but you
mentions.
have to choose
Okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Number one, okay. I love in movies and in songs when the title gets referenced or in TV shows. I like go crazy for that. It's my favorite thing. So the I wasn't expecting it to happen. So in the end, when it's like Thor and the little girl and they're going to fight, and then it like they do that voiceover. It's like yeah, they call them Love and Thunder. I inwardly like squealed. Maybe I outwardly squealed. I think I gasped. I was like, because I was just
There
not
was
expecting
definitely
it.
an audible reaction from you.
I was just not expecting it. I thought that was so cute, and I was just like, "That's just like the icing on top." That's like, or like the cherry on top. Like that was so adorable, and it was just like such like a, oh, that's just so cute. It was just cute, and I loved it because it gave me a physical reaction.
Okay,
I really love that.
I think that's a pretty good choice. What are these honorable mentions you're clamoring to mention?
So love when the kids just when Thor does the prayer and he's like, "Oh, give them like for a limited time only the power of Thor," and they just kick all of like just all of it. They just kick not even just like butt, they kick the whole thing, the whole body. They just like go crazy. I just love seeing this like little kid like if you've been around little kids, you see when they get like energy, they're just insane bouncing off the wall. So I love it was like a mixture of just like little kids having too much energy and then also having god power and just like destroying things. It was so funny.
Yeah,
I just
that's true. And I remember very specifically about that scene. So every kid picks up something that you could hypothetically uses a weapon, except for that one little girl who picks up the stuffed bunny. And I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
know what movie I'm watching. This stuffed bunny's about to kick ass, and I knew it was coming, and I was correct because it started shooting lasers out of its eyes, and the little girl was laughing maniacally as she destroyed all opposition.
That was so awesome. That was yeah, that was such like a good like yes. I guess that's the real honorable mention. I guess the other thing that I would say was cool was seeing how when they went to like that realm of gods, it was gods from like all different countries, religions, all different like things. It wasn't just like the standard Greek mythology or like Roman mythology or like that stuff. It was just all different kinds of gods from everywhere. And I really like that because they all looked epic and it was really cool.
I guess my favorite scene's probably Thor's confrontation with Zeus. Cause like obviously the naked humiliation scene is funny, and then like the big fight scene, and the fact that Thor is like talking up Zeus. He's like, Zeus is this great, awesome guy, and then it turns out he's like a gigantic asshole. And then Thor fucking kills his ass, fucking ganks him with his own lightning
Boom.
bolt. Then,
Yeah,
so that was a pretty good scene. I think that'll get my favorite.
definitely. And then when he fell off like that platform, it was just like literally a fall from grace. Just boom.
Yeah. What about rating it out of 10? I'm excited to hear your answer here.
This might be controversial
Okay.
to you only and probably the rest of the internet. I'm giving it a 9.
Okay.
I just think it was exactly what I wanted it to be, and it just is what it was, you know? It wasn't anything more than what it was supposed to be, which was a damn good time. It never like said it was going to be anything other than a damn good time, and it was a damn good time.
You see, this
And that
movie, I didn't know what I wanted out of it once we got more details, because when I heard there was a Thor 4, I was expecting and wanting it to be just basically Guardians of the Galaxy 2.5. Because that's what you would assume, because we didn't have any, like, see into, like, the Jane shit. So it's gonna be like, okay, it's gonna be Thor and the Guardians, they're gonna go back to New Asgard, they're gonna do something. But then the trailers come out. We got Jane as the new Thor, and it's like, okay, it's a love movie, cool. But like, it's pretty good. Again, the Guardians' presence are missed, and also I didn't mention this earlier, but real quick, Loki's presence is missed. This is actually the first Thor
Oh
movie with no
yeah.
Loki.
I know
All,
a lot of people were expecting him to show up maybe at the like at the end credits or something.
yeah, you would expect you would. That's definitely something I would have expected because Loki is Loki. He never dies for real. It never happens. But we missed one of the post credit scenes. We missed the we missed Jane going to Valhalla.
I know, I know. I feel bad. I kind of wish we stayed, but also, you know, I was tired.
You didn't believe me. I knew it was
I did.
coming.
You were right. We should have stayed, honestly.
But
That's okay. There's always next time.
there's always next time when we watch the movie again, of course. But I'll give it, because you see, I liked it, but I don't know if it's as impactful as, even like, the direct comparison here is Spider-Man Far From Home. Like, I liked it, but it wasn't anything special. Like, it's definitely the worst of the three Spider-Man films, and I gave that one an 8. Um, Thor, I feel like I distinctively don't like it as much as Spider-Man Far From Home. So with that being said, I will give it a 7.5.
Wow. I feel like even you know that's wrong.
No, I don't think I'm wrong that it's not as good as Far From Home, but 7.5 does feel too low. I'll just go ahead and give it an 8. We'll go equal.
Okay, okay, good. Okay. Yes, that's yes. Okay, I can live with that. That's good.
Okay, yeah. Just let it be known that Far From Home is a slightly better 8 in my eyes, but they're both 8s.
It's okay that you need glasses. That's fine.
All right, Alexis, thank you for coming on once again.
Of course, it's been a pleasure.
I'll have to get you on again soon. Maybe we'll watch Jojo Rabbit, because I know you're a Taika
Oh,
girl, and I haven't seen that yet.
oh my god, absolutely 100% yes.
Hell yeah! So stay tuned,
You
folks,
know,
for Jojo
you know how
Rabbit.
to get me.
I know what you like. I know how to get you back
Yeah.
on the show. Uh, you don't have any internet presence that you want to plug, do you?
Nope, I'm all good being this weird
Yep,
person that just
just
shows up
that person
every
that
and
shows up
then
every once in a while.
and says you're wrong by
Yep.
about a lot of things.
At least we both like this movie.
True, true.
But yeah, you can find me main place anchor.fm/Riely Mega Feed. You might already be there. There's some podcasts there and shit, and also in the links in the description is all the other stuff that I do. And we'll see you tomorrow. Not Alexys, but I will see you tomorrow on this show. Um, we're gonna be reviewing Kiki's Delivery Service. Penguin and Insight will be in here with me. It'll be my first real Studio Ghibli movie. I don't know if you're familiar with those movies at all, Alexys.
Absolutely, Princess Mononoke. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. This will be. I've seen Spirited Away, but I was coming down from drugs, so I didn't really get a lot of it. So this will be my first like full viewing of a Studio Ghibli film. So it'll be exciting.
Wow, I'll tune in.
Hell yeah. But all right, folks. We'll see you next time.
Bye.